everybody, it's time for What's New at the Zoo with
Jim Bartoo.
I'm Devon O'Day, and
I'm Jim Bartoo.
there you go. We are here in the gift shop at the zoo, and I will tell you, shopping, you don't think about coming to the zoo if you haven't ever been here. You may not think about coming here for gifts, but it is not your average gift store. It has so much amazing stuff.
There's some pretty cool stuff here. This is the main gift shop. This is called Zawadi Market, and this is the main gift shop. You have to pass right by it on your way out. Strategic as always, as most attractions are. We're going to lead you right through the gift shop on your way out, but there's all kinds of great stuff to see here. We're going to talk a little bit about it in the next segment with the general manager of retail, concessions, catering. A lot of people don't know this, but the zoo doesn't really run this program. We farm this out to another organization called Service Systems Associates, and they run 90-something zoos and aquariums all across the country. They run all of their retail and concession. They do a fantastic job at it, and they run a great operation here, so we're going to talk a little bit more about that.
Well, we are right smack dab in the middle of the zoo day, which is what we do every time we bring you a show. So when you see people walk by, they're actually people here at the zoo. The new parking is open.
They're not props. They're not. They're not actors. These are real people behind us. That's right.
And there were people parking in the new parking garage, walking across. So it's a very full day at the zoo.
That's right. Yeah, the bottom part of our parking garage is open, and I got to tell you, we are getting so many positive comments about being able to park in the shade, right? And that's one thing. I didn't even really think about that, but it's a great perk to be able to go and park in a huge area. It's all shaded and covered, so your car isn't sitting in that hot sun all day long while you're out visiting the zoo. Mm-hmm. You get back to your car and it's actually pleasant to get back into. So that's a nice little perk.
We've got so many activities coming up, including a new partnership with Chick-fil-A. You've got a fun activity that's going to take place.
Chick-fil-A is sponsoring our Summer Splash, and we do Summer Splash every year. It's always in the dead of summer. It's hot outside, so we turn a part of the zoo into a kind of a water playland area. There's splash games for kids and chances for people to get wet and a little cool along the way. We have some contests that are there, so just a lot of different types of activity that all surround water and ice and that kind of stuff.
So, do the animals get to participate? I mean, do they get their little? You always see on Instagram where they get their little animal fruit popsicles.
We do, yeah, we do have. We call it enrichment, right?
Yeah.
So the animals do get enrichment, and we'll freeze things like we'll freeze grapes inside blocks of ice and let the meerkats chip away at it until they can get to the fruit. Or actually, with meerkats, it's not grapes, it'll be more like crickets that will freeze inside there, right? That they have to kind of chip away down to. We'll make, we'll get turkey broth and pour it into huge buckets and freeze the buckets and put that out there for the tigers, and they'll kind of wrap their arms around it and lick it all day long. So, just all kinds of great stuff for you to see.
A turkey sickle.
Giant turkey sickle, right.
I love
it. Who wouldn't want that, honestly? I know
true.
I look for them at Kroger whenever I'm in there, and they just don't have them in stock.
Yeah, I know. You go in twice daily. You want to open up that thing and see a nice
Where's
turkey
the
sickle.
Turkey sickle.
What?
Yeah, it's not happening.
For that, you got to go to the Nashville Zoo. They've also got the slumber party here at the zoo.
Zoofari Slumber, yep, happening at the end of August. This is an overnight at the zoo, so if you're into camping, this is a great way to come out with your kids. You set up a tent in our festival field. There's all kinds of games and activities. You wake up the next morning and you get to kind of walk around the zoo as the animals are being brought out onto exhibit and fed. A lot of the animals are fed the first time when they go out. They'll hide food around the exhibit, so the animals kind of have to find their own food as they go. So that's a nice thing to watch if you come out and spend the night. If you're new to camping, this is a great start to that. So you don't have to travel way out into a park somewhere. You can just come over to the zoo and enjoy it. And it's semi-civilization without being completely primitive camping.
And I will say that if you've got kids that have birthdays, get their bestie or their couple of their besties and come out and do that with them for their birthday. I mean, I'm not going to say it's more fun than that, that pizza thing with the big stuffed rat, but it's more fun than the pizza thing with that big stuffed rat. Way more fun.
It's a lot more fun than animatronic singing animals.
These animals are real.
We don't want to say where that is, but this is going to be much better. It's going to be a lot more fun.
But
just get their own tent.
Yeah, get your own tent.
Yeah.
That's right. Bring your own tent.
Let the kids sleep in one, and then you're, over.
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
on the other side of the field.
But it's a nice, safe way to have your kids and say, this is a true adventure. But if you want to get tickets, you better hurry up because this always sells out. It sells out way in advance.
It does, yeah. As a matter of fact, today, that we're filming it today, it's already filling up quickly. So if you're going to get on it, go sign up and come out and enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
There are a lot of cool things for adults to do. I always say we always have a fantastic date night here at the zoo. And let's talk about sunsets.
Oh, Sunset Safari is our major annual fundraiser every year. It's going to be September 13th this year. And
nice.
I kind of describe it as it's a food safari. It's a food adventure. So we have about 40 or so restaurants that come out, and they supply little samples of some of their specialties that they serve inside
like
there.
a taste event.
It's
yeah.
a taste event, that's right. But at the zoo, we kind of refer to it more like a graze. You kind of eat and then you migrate. You eat and migrate, right? Kind of like water buffalo, right? You kind of you find an area, you eat some of this really good stuff, and then you're like, oh, there's some more good stuff over there. Then you go over there and you graze over there for a little while. And there's all kinds of entertainment. There's music, there's live entertainment, open bars all over the place, lots of different things to see and do. A beautiful evening to be out at the zoo. And it's September. It's going to be beautiful.
Oh, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I always say that if you come to Nashville in the fall or at the beginning of fall, that's when you decide, well, I'm going to just live there. We don't invite you to come in June or July because you won't stay.
Well, we definitely want you to come out for Sunset Safari.
That's it.
That would be a lot of fun.
And you might want to move in at the zoo. They're not going to let you, but you might want to.
No, you can't stay here, but you can come and have a good time for a few hours, and then you got to go home.
To get any information about what we're talking about, NashvilleZoo.org. You can get your tickets now. No matter what you do, think about a family membership. It is the best money you will spend because that allows you to come every day that the zoo is open.
That's right, and we're open pretty much every day of the year. The only days that we're not open are Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, and New Year's Day.
Because they're home eating their own turkey sickles.
That's right. We do have staff that like to enjoy the holidays to some degree, so we do let them off for those days. We still bring people in to feed the animals. They're not completely
you don't make them like fast on the high holidays.
Right, yeah. They'll come in and get fed, and then people can go home and enjoy their day.
You guys, we've got such a cool segment coming up. We're going to talk about where we are, these great surroundings, and how you can fill your entire Christmas list with things that nobody on your list already has here at the Nashville Zoo. Stay tuned.
Having fun?
Yeah, I'm going to key of my own pretty soon. Me too.
Good night, Kia guy.
Good night.
Buckle up, Dad.
There yet?
At Kia of Murfreesboro, we're here whether you're ready or not.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door. That starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
Every month on What's New at the Zoo with Jim Bartoo, we go to a different location just to give you an idea of where we go. And since it's hot, I'm really glad we're inside. Jim, we are in a very special gift shop.
That's right. Yeah, we're in Zawadi Market, and we have Brent Durham with us, who runs not only all the retail here, the gift shops, but also all the food, so the restaurants and the concession stands and catering. A lot of people don't know, but we have a full service catering department here as well. So he runs all that. We do weddings out here, we do private parties, all that kind of stuff. So we have a full service catering staff as well.
That's right.
Well, Brent, what is so unique about this? I mean, you walk in, it's not your typical gift shop. It really has some really neat things.
We have gifts literally from all over the world.
Like this one you said was carved out of tin, I believe you said, right? And then it's painted in yet another village. And what that, tell us a little bit about why that's important for the villages that are doing this.
So one, this ostrich here literally has been fashioned in 2 separate villages in Uganda. One, they take recycled tin and cut it. That's one village there, and 2, it's sent to another village where it's painted. What you have by selling these items at Nashville Zoo is entry into the global marketplace for villages in African countries that otherwise would not have the ability to earn a decent wage.
Right, yeah, they can sell in the U.S. market thanks to the import that you guys provide, and then the money goes back to the village to support the village.
That's right. Yeah.
And what's so cool is that these are neat artifacts. I mean, you could put this in any place and they would go, wow, do you know the artist of this? No, I don't know them, but we're benefiting those artists.
Let me tell you a little bit about who made this. Right, yeah, there's an interesting story behind it. It's kind of a conversation piece for your home or office or for whatever it is that you need.
It's really a unique way for you to have an impact on a group of people literally on the other side of the world, and their lives and the lives of their families.
And when you get a gift here at the Nashville Zoo and you give something like this and they open it up and go, wow, then you have the story to tell them. And not only do you have a gift to you, but you're giving a gift to probably a kid that's in Zimbabwe or Uganda.
You're supporting a village that otherwise couldn't compete in the U.S. market.
That's right.
Well, there's another program that not only benefits an organization across the pond, so to speak, or across the ocean,
on the other side of the planet.
There's one that's just across the street at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital, the Love One Gift One. What is that?
So Love One Gift One is a program that Nashville Zoo launched in March. To date, over 3,000 stuffed animals and toys have been purchased by Nashville Zoo guests and members and have been donated to children who are undergoing treatment currently at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital.
Right, and just to be clear, people buy a plush, and with this purchase, with this Love One Gift One, they are then able to donate another plush, a second plush, that's then given to the children at the hospital.
That's right. It's been remarkable to see the generosity of Nashville Zoo guests. We've had guests that literally have had children previously in Vanderbilt Children's Hospital who have come here and with tears have literally donated purchased plush and stuffies.
Given back to the community. That's fantastic.
Can you imagine if Vanderbilt Children's Hospital saved the life of your child or your grandchild and you were able to go and buy a stuffed animal for that child, and then that in turn said, and we're going to help another kid that was in the hospital just like you.
Paying it forward.
I love it. Well, if you're going to have a shopping list, make sure that you come to the Nashville Zoo first, because there is literally something for everyone. These beautiful art pieces, or whether they're for kids. I like hearing about some of the t-shirts and some of the things that you have here. Talk about the tie-dye t-shirts one more time.
So we have a new collection this year. We have collections that rotate every year. This year, this hottest apparel item for adults and kids is our tie-dye Nashville Zoo logo t-shirt.
Wow, tie-dye's coming back, huh?
Tie-dye is back.
Shouldn't have thrown mine out.
That's right.
I didn't. I still have mine. I still love it. Absolutely love the tie-dyed shirts. And I like the mugs that you have. I always say that you could take that mug and fill it up with all sorts of goodies, but there's one, the tigers are really, that's the hot stuffy, but the tail is the handle for the mug.
We have an amazing team that sources products from all over the country. And we even have animal wine pours.
What?
Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that right off camera.
That go in the top of the wine bottle.
The wine bottle.
A lot of people think that it's a zoo gift shop, so there's only things for kids, but there's great things for adults. Britt, how long have you been here?
I've been here 9 years in September.
What brought you to Nashville? Have you always been in Nashville, or was this something that you moved here for?
So I spent my 20s in food service, my 30s in retail, and just shortly before my 40th birthday, a recruiter for the SSA group reached out and said the Nashville Zoo was building one of the finest gift shops in North America, and they were looking for a retail operator. And so I've been here now 9 years, currently the GM. To Jim's point earlier, we're the guest services provider for cultural attractions. So we're currently in 90 zoos and aquariums across the country, and we deal in driving revenue. That's a part of our partnership of being a partner of the zoo. We are also concessions, food and beverage, and catering.
In catering, right.
The catering thing, can we touch on that for just a second? Because there are a lot of people who are planning parties now for their work, for even private events, maybe a birthday party, not just for kids, but for adults too.
Fall picnics,
yeah,
very
fall
popular.
Picnics. And even into the holidays, a cool place to have a Christmas party would be at the Nashville Zoo.
Yeah.
I mean, what are some things and what are some locations here and what are some of the places that you've catered in this part of the zoo?
Well, so we've catered at the Tiger exhibit.
Yep.
We've catered at the Andy and Bear exhibit. We have catering outfit where we can feed any groups in size up to 250 people, but we've actually hosted companies with events as large as 4,000 guests.
A lot of companies will have their evening annual Christmas parties out here. They'll rent a space out here, let the people have their gathering, they have their awards or whatever you do at a company Christmas gathering, and then people can head out into the zoo and enjoy that kind of stuff, and you don't have to worry about what kind of food or where it's going to be. We have event planners and a catering organization that can take care of all of that for you. So it really is a nice benefit.
And how do they get in touch with you for that?
So they can go right through Nashville Zoo's group sales department.
NashvilleZoo.org will give you that phone number. And
Everything you need is at NashvilleZoo.org.
It really is.
Everything you need there. We have everything you need is on our website.
I just can't wait. I just think that a Christmas party at the Nashville Zoo would be awesome. And now is when you're planning. This is going to be cool. It's so good to meet you.
Thank you, Devon. It's so good to have you here.
Well, I love this. I love the happy faces, both adults and little kids that all find something that they love here at the gift shop at the Nashville Zoo. I never see anybody leave empty-handed, and that's what we like. Well, coming up, another thing I like, we're going to meet a new animal.
That's right, yeah. Arlie's coming back. She's going to bring something special to us. She told me what it was. I've now forgotten the name of that. It's not very large from what I understand, so yeah.
It's not a monkey.
It's not a monkey.
And it's not a snake.
It's not a snake.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah, right. So you'll have to find out.
I'm really happy. But it'll be good. It'll be interesting. I did get a hint. If you like hedgehogs, you'll be interested in this next segment. It's not a hedgehog, but just a little clue. All right, stay with us. What's New at the Zoo with Jim Bartoo continues.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
Girls having fun?
Yeah, I'm going to keep my own pretty soon. Me too.
Good night, Kia guy.
Good night.
Buckle up, Dad.
Are we there yet?
At Kia of Murfreesboro, we're here whether you're ready or not.
We love when Arlie brings something gnarly. No, I'm just kidding. I just had to say it.
It's going to be my new slogan from now on.
Oh, it's so good. Arlie is here, and we have something very cool, Jim.
Yeah, I know. This is called a tenrec. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, so technically their full long name, it's a mouthful, be ready, is Lesser Madagascar Hedgehog Tenrec. Such a big name for such a tiny little critter, but we just call them tenrecs for short, so that's Tenrec. Lots of people have never heard of these guys before. They get often confused for hedgehogs, but even though hedgehog is in their name, they're not actually hedgehogs or related to hedgehogs whatsoever.
Oh, they're not related to them at all?
No.
Even though they look like them?
They do look like them.
They
so
look
they
kind
have,
of like a rodent, almost like a mouse.
Yeah, so they're in their own order and family that's, again, not related to hedgehogs. They're actually most closely related to elephant shrews, golden moles, and aardvarks.
Oh,
Do
So
they
very
dig?
distantly. They mostly just burrow. So they'll kind of spend their day hidden in either like tree cavities or under rocks, any little crevices that they can find, because they are nocturnal. So they'll spend their day kind of burrowed up in there and then come out at night to forage for food.
What do they eat?
They are insectivores, so they primarily will feed on insects. So things in the wild could be like worms. They do eat spiders too. Here at the zoo, we give her what's called an insectivore diet. So it's essentially dehydrated pellets that contain all of the nutrients and elements that an insect diet would have. We just don't have to give her a bunch of
kind of
worms.
like a dog food, but
Yeah,
for tenrec.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tenrec chow.
Exactly. We do
Bug
give her some
kibble.
produce too, though. So she does get some sweet potato or carrots too.
Oh wow, okay, fantastic. Now, do they live a long time? You know, is she going to get bigger than that?
So she is 7 years old. She's fully grown. She's not going to get any bigger than what she is now. Their typical lifespan is anywhere from 5 to 10 years, although I have read some sources that have said that they can live up to 13 years.
Okay.
Obviously, in human care, that lifespan is going to be just a bit longer just because in human care, they have access to vet care if something were to happen or go wrong. They're not in competition for their food. They're also not really being sought out by any potential predators.
So
I
she's
was gonna
kind
ask
of
about that.
middle
Yeah.
age, maybe upper middle age,
Yeah.
almost ready for Medicare kind of age.
Kidding me? She's gonna live forever. What do you mean?
Those little feet are so cute.
I know.
They're so
She's
darling,
precious.
those
She
little
does have
hands.
long little nails to be able to kind of get those bugs in the dirt.
And you said where are they from again?
These guys are native to, or they're actually endemic, which means they're only found in southern Madagascar.
Oh wow. Okay, so is it a very small population area?
They
or-
actually have a pretty broad population range. Luckily enough, they are not endangered. They're considered least concern just because
good.
they do have a pretty big geographical area that they can be found in. Typically, they'll be found in really dry areas, so like semi-deserts, dry shrublands, dry forests, things like that.
Ella's got these little eyes, they're little slits. Are they like typical moles or those they don't see really well?
Yeah, so they don't rely on their vision as heavily as they would rely on their ears, for example. So you can kind of see that her ears and her nose are kind of the largest features of her face. That's usually pretty telling in animals as to the sensory organ that they will use the most. So for these guys, it would be their sense of smell and their whiskers kind of act as like little feelers.
Gotcha.
And then they'll use their hearing to
And
hear.
they're nocturnal?
Yes, they are.
Well, hedgehogs are a popular pet in some places now. Would this
Yeah.
make a good pet?
I don't think so. I don't ever like to encourage people to go for exotic pets just because they do require very specialized care. They have very specific temperature regulations, very specific humidity regulations that they have to have in their homes. These guys go through what's called torpor, which is kind of like hibernation, but not as deep of a sleep as hibernation during the
Kinda like me
wet
after lunch.
season. Yeah.
So how long do they?
Go into torpor for. It's
Torpor.
about 3 to 5 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they'll still kind of wake up and eat and use the bathroom if they have to, but they primarily use it as a way to kind of conserve the very little energy that they have.
Like a teenager.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. There is a thing that we talk about with hedgehogs or with Tenrecs like this, you have to have hand sanitizer. Would you explain a little bit why there's some animals that you really have to be really careful about sanitizing your hands?
Yeah, so working in the zoo field, you're exposed to lots of different animals that can all have and transmit lots of zoonotic diseases. So Ella here, the Tenrecs that we have in our collection are salmonella positive. So anytime we do anything with them, like we just don't touch our faces, we don't touch anything on our bodies until we've completely sanitized and washed our hands. So with Ella and the other Tenrecs that we have, we do take special care in working with them.
Right.
And that includes their crating. So they have their own containers, their own fleece blankets, their own equipment, everything that we use for them that's only designated for them, and it gets bleached regularly.
Yep.
Any crates that we put them in also get bleached regularly and only used for them.
Same thing people would do if they're handling raw chicken when they're cooking, right?
That's
You're always
what
going to wash your hands for the
So
same
I always
very
carry
same
some
reasons.
hand sanitizer with me whenever I have or do anything with her.
Thank you so much for bringing this precious little creature in. I love it. And you guys have to come see these little animals. Where would they find them in the zoo?
So these guys are ambassadors, which means that they do live behind the scenes, but we do bring them out onto the zoo trail or even for special events and programs that we do around zoo grounds. So for our events like Brew at the Zoo, Boo at the Zoo, and things like that, you'll occasionally see them out.
We
Sunset
talked about
Safari.
that earlier. Right.
Yeah, so we really just bring them out for special educational encounters, just to talk to people about them. Show you guys some of our cool, unique little critters behind the scenes.
Marley actually sent us an email, and she is in homeschool, and she's in Portland, Tennessee, and she says, are there any zoo babies lately?
Oh, man.
Wow. So the tiger cubs were born back in October, and they're still quite playful out in the exhibit. You can see them. We have 3 red river hog piglets that are on exhibit now that were born a couple of months ago, about a month and a half ago. We have a baby red ruffed lemur that is out on exhibit now. He's now finally big enough. You know, we can't put red ruffed lemurs out on exhibit right when they're born because they're so small. They can just crawl right through the opening in the mesh and just kind of crawl right out of there. So we have to kind of wait till they're big enough to stay inside before they can come out. And chances are they don't go very far. You know, they stay close to mom, but still, for safety reasons, we have to wait a little bit. But he is Helios is his name, and he is now out on exhibit. You can see
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, if you want to find out and just know exactly what is new at the zoo at any moment, make sure you go to the Nashville Zoo Instagram page because that is kept up all the time. And of course, every time that the bench run is posted.
Oh, man.
He's a hot one, yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that guy's popular. Yeah, we were selling T-shirts for him for a while, and they were selling like Big Macs. It was amazing.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Of course. I love coming and sharing my friends.
And thank you all for listening to What's New at the Zoo with Jim Bartoo. Jim,
And our sponsors, yeah.
Yeah,
We
we
couldn't do it without our sponsors.
I know, our Busy Bee. If it's hot in your house right now, Busy Bee's who you call. They're the HVAC system that you need to call. And I don't know if he'll wear the bee suit to fix your air conditioning, but they've got one.
That's right. Yeah, Kia of Murfreesboro is the other one
Yes.
out. Yeah, they support us as well. So we're really happy to have them as part of this, supporting this program.
And I want to say, I do want to point out that Kia of Murfreesboro, if you're going to get your car serviced, I don't care what kind of car you have, their service department is so clean. And oh my gosh, and they have all the, they have TV for you to watch. I mean, they just kind of take care of you while you're there.
Nice.
So it's awesome. So Kia of Murfreesboro, just in case you're thinking about, where am I going to get my car serviced?
Coffee? They have free coffee?
Yes, they do. And
Sold.
community coffee from Louisiana. I see. It's just all the good stuff.
I'm there.
Well, we're here, and we hope you'll come join us. NashvilleZoo.org for all the information. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next month at What's New at the Zoo with Jim Bartoo.